Hey everybody, it's day 10 of my 100 Days of Writing Challenge. Only 90 days to go. Think of how much we will have written and how much perhaps you might learn about writing and just enjoying the life we live a little better. um, I say that because this is also 100 days of creative self-care. So for you, that might not be writing. And sometimes for me, it's not writing. So today, you could say a form of my creative self-care was taking care of personal administrative tasks. I have a long list of personal, what would you call them, to-dos that get to be handled that were not handled because I was working full-time at a very intense, more than full-time job, and also doing school full-time and trying to learn a new career as a counselor. So now that I'm not working, I'm catching up on all those things, and my list is a lot longer than I thought it was, but we're making headway. So today I haven't done a whole heck of a lot of homework, but I have gotten a lot of things done on my personal administrative to-do list. And also I pulled out of my A Dark Place of Promise archive my map for plot structure that I learned from the mystery writer extraordinaire and international award-winning thriller writer, James Scott Bell. And I would definitely recommend, if you're into plot and structure and just, really learning from a great method crafter, storyteller, plot analyzer. James Scott Bell is amazing, and I've always been a huge fan, and probably learned the most from him than from anybody in my brief writing career in this life. So anyways, jamesscottbell.com, definitely check it out. He's even got a free book on there for subscribers, and sells his books on Amazon through an affiliate link. And just easy peasy lemon squeezy. And I think you'll really enjoy his methods and his voice. So anyways, so I mentioned to you guys that I learned this plot structure at a workshop that I took of his and from several books that I read. James Scott Bell, the Writer's Digest, he wrote a few books for the Writer's Digest series called On Writing. And terrific series. And one is on plot structure. And he believes and teaches that there are 14 signposts or scenes, signpost type scenes, that all connect together to form like a perfect plot. So tonight, I thought I'd share some of those with you, and I'm just going to share the first two, which we would encounter in Act 1. So from the opening of our story until we kind of get into Act 1. And I called it a suspension bridge, which is what I learned from his method. And if you think about a suspension bridge, it usually has the road and then two pylons that are almost like doorways, right? They're the main supports to that bridge of suspension. So no pun intended, or all pun intended perhaps, because we want your story to have good suspense. So suspension. Anyways, the first scene post is what opens up Act 1 is a disturbance. In A Dark Place of Promise, which, I just started reviewing for this challenge and getting back into, so I know where I'm at in my story. Rebecca's father comes home suddenly from his assignment with the Confederacy, and we learn later that he's a spy, but he suddenly comes home when he's unexpected, and then some strange men come to their house, so there's a disturbance. So the second signpost or scene in Act 1 is called the care package. And that's when the character cares about someone other than themselves. So, and it can be tangible or it could be subtle, but we get their sense of investment and relationship and their desire to want to sacrifice, in a sense, for someone other than themselves. So, let's see, I'm gonna share one more. Signpost number 3 out of 14 in a 3-act structure, as we'll call it, would be trouble brewing. So in a sense, what we had going on is we had a disturbance, and I think I said that was when the strange men showed up, but it's actually when her father came home unexpectedly, and they were like, "What's going on?" And then the care package with our protagonist, Rebecca, the care package for her is her parents. When things start to go sideways when her father comes home, she's mostly concerned about what she can do to help them. So she's very invested in her relationship with them. And then also in Act 1 is our 3rd signpost, like I mentioned, and that's trouble brewing. So this Colonel Wright, who ends up kind of being our villain, shows up. So yeah, so those are the first 3 signposts in the plot structure that has 14 signposts, and can be considered the suspension bridge plot structure, which I love, which is something that you'll find almost in every movie. And one of the things I enjoyed about James Scott Bell so much is that he's such a movie fan, and I was too growing up. So that's how I learned plot, and it's so interesting. If you're a movie fan or you've read a lot, there's aspects of plot that are intuitive or just intuitive for you because you've been exposed to so much story structure. So again, you may have hidden talents about creating plot just because you've been a good audience member. So that's it for tonight. I'm going to get to my writing, and we'll talk more about this tomorrow, and we'll get on to the next 3. All right. Have a great night.